What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? How is everybody doing? I'm sorry if my camera is a bit laggy. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me try something really quick here. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right. How about that Samsung event, guys? What were you guys' thoughts on it? Just gonna do one more thing. There we go. Should be okay now. Let me know what you guys think. Man. All right, so the Samsung event. I'm not sure if you guys watched my video. I know a couple of you guys did. Not sure if you guys are here right now. I see two people, but nobody's talking. But yeah, so just to recap here, um, I didn't watch the whole event. Let's start there. You know what? I'm gonna do something real quick because this is kind of, let's see. Where can I do this? Where can I do this? Where can I do this? Virtual. There we go. All right. I'm turning the virtual the virtual blur off because something's off with that. So, what's up, Sharky? What's up, man? Hey, Taylor, what up? Aren't you starting an hour early, though? Yes, I am starting an hour early, only because I thought today's Wired Wednesday. So, Easy and his crew are going to be going in at 7 live. So I thought, let's do this now, and then Easy can have his spot at 7 o'clock. I thought, not a lot of people would probably join my stream at that time, so I did post it on Twitter and stuff. So hopefully people hop in. If you want to hop on Twitter and retweet that for me, man, that'd be awesome. That would really help me out. But so yeah, like I was saying about the event, I watched a little bit of it. Really cool stuff. I just think that they need to change the way they do things. Okay, and what I mean by that is, like I said in my video that I posted earlier, I'll actually put the link to the video. That way you guys can either check it out now, check it out later, whatever you guys want to do. But I will post the link to that video in the chat here. All right. So that is in the chat already. I just want to make sure that it pops up as a clickable link. Let me know if that's a clickable. Yep. Okay. Cool. So like I said in this video, they need to change things up, and I honestly feel like they need to, man, I don't know. The waiting screen, whatever you want to call that, the screen before it goes live where they show, the past events, I think that needs to change. Yes, it's cool to, you know, yes, it's cool to think back, I guess you could say, reminisce about the past events and show how things have changed over time. But I just think that's kind of getting old. I think that they need to do more videos like Apple does to, um, you know, get the new products out there, show off the new products in the, waiting area. I don't know what to call that, before they actually go live. But that's just my thought. Um, Michael Pepper, what's up, man? Michael, I'm gonna send you a link. I know you probably watched the event and know more about Samsung, so I'd like you to come on in here and talk about it with us. Let me send you the link, man. Let me send you the link. Sharky, you want a link too, man? I'll gladly send one to you, man. Now that I've set up here. Let me know, Shark. Let me know. And another thing is, I honestly feel Mark, I'm definitely sending you a link, man. You need to come in here. You need to come in here. Man, it's been a minute. All right, Mark, I sent you the link. Bruh. Did any iPhones get announced? I wish. We gotta wait another month for that. Jesus, bro. I can't. I really can't. It's been a second. MPT and sequence. Yeah, no kidding. So like I was saying, I think that needs to change. And man, I don't know. How Sunday? I can maybe chat for a bit, but I'm on an errand. Oh, gotcha, man. No problem. No problem. Yeah, Shark. Let me send you the link too. That way you can hop in here, man. I want to get some guests going tonight and get some opinions. So, Shark, you have an invite. You all have an invite. That way you guys can come on in. Overall, though, I mean, I've watched some videos so far, and I definitely think that, the pro version, what do you call that? The S22 Ultra. I definitely think that there's a really great market in that, and I definitely think that they did amazing with that this year. I gotta tell you guys, I think the S22 Ultra is amazing. Um, I don't like another thing I don't like is the camera bump. I don't know, you know, it just didn't phase me. It didn't, get my attention. The Ultra did get my attention a little bit. Um, and that was about it. Was there anything else in there? Because I feel like somebody mentioned a tablet or a computer. Again, like after a while, I just like clicked off because it was just too much. It was too much for me. Um, but I don't know why. I feel like there was some kind of mention of a tablet of some sort. I guess we're just gonna have to find out. Wait and find out what happens. I guess. Um. All right. Let me see here. Just gonna go back on Twitter real quick. MPT, where are you, bro? Where are you? Waiting on you, man. I know we're gonna have another guest come in just a few minutes, to discuss his thoughts. Mr. Luis Tech4YourNeeds is going to be coming on with us tonight. So he should be here just a few moments. But if anybody else wants a link, let me know. Nick Silvera, what's up? What's up, man? How are you? Yeah, you see Samsung, you hop in. You see Apple, you run away. I see you, man. I see you. What's going on, bro? Man, that event, man, and those phones, I'm telling you, if you haven't watched the video already about the phones that were announced today and coming out, uh you got to catch up. You got to catch up. Bro, get out of here. Exactly. I hear you tried to, well, actually you succeeded. You got Patrick into uh foldables. I hear you're in that market now too, man. How's that going for you? Cindy Juarez chose iPhones are better. Yes, exactly. The devices were indeed much hotter than the unpacked event itself. Agreed. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Paco has the Jesus, the flip, right? And I personally like the flip. I don't like the fold. I don't know. I think it's too big. Once you open it, it's just too big. That's just my opinion. I'd rather have the if anything, I'd rather have a flip like Paco has. Why would you want to fold the phone? Yeah, true, true. I mean, I'm guessing it's just because it's the future. I think that we're just gonna be heading there. I mean, even Apple is gonna be heading there one, in a few years. I'm gonna give it until. Listen, I'm gonna give it till 2024, 2025, and Apple's gonna have a foldable. Yes, it's gonna be later than what Samsung and all these other companies did, but it's gonna be good. I really have a feeling it's gonna be good. Just bring back the Nextel phones and call. Yes, that that yes, exactly. Bring back the Nextel phones and call it a day. Exactly. I honestly, um, I was actually watching Michael Fisher's um video on it, and goddamn. All right, we got a guest. Let me know when you're coming in, man. Let me know when you're ready. All right, and we got a guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Michael Pepper. What's up, man?
Sorry, I got wild hair today.
Oh, it's all right, man. Hey, this was a wild day. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. This was a wild day. So, what's going on? How are you? So, Michael, let me ask you: Are you flipping, folding?
I am um potentially getting rid of my Fold and my Galaxy Watch.
Oh, and why is
Um
that?
I've been having
If you don't
problems
mind me
with my
asking.
Galaxy Watch,
Oh, okay.
and I got a pretty good deal on both of them.
Oh,
And
awesome.
Samsung will give me 1,050 on trade-in for both of them, and I paid like 562 for the Fold and like $100 for the Galaxy Watch. Now, mind you,
Yeah,
I had traded in stuff, but it was like a couple old LG phones that I had and stuff like that that I wasn't using. And I don't know, the Fold is nice. It just, for me, lately it's been like my son is now kind of rowdy and stuff. He's that age that like he's running around like crazy, and I don't really feel like I want to tempt that, if
yeah,
you know what I mean.
yep,
So I just feel like it would be a better idea to maybe, I don't know, um go back to a candy bar style phone. I missed my Note. I kind of regret because I traded in a Note
I listen,
a
man.
while back for the original Fold, and I regretted that.
Yeah, yeah. What are your thoughts on um today's event and what was released? I know
So
you have a lot to say, so what I'm gonna
I've
do here
watched.
is I'll put you on the spot.
Oh, don't do that. Anyways,
Too late.
it's to be honest, I like I was kind of half watching it because it was kind of boring. Like it was weird because it was like the intro was all like, oh, environmental and all this and that, and
What the
they
heck
did that
was that?
they
Can
did that weird thing with like the people and like 1800 style outfits and stuff, and it was just really
yeah,
strange. And then
dude, that was like I saw up until that part, and I'm just like, why, why? Listen, I'm not trying to bash on Samsung or anything, but I just think that was a weird call for Samsung or for any company. If any company did that, I think it would be just weird. I mean, I
and
don't know.
then the and then they started doing the weird, like, I don't know, like the oh, this is like the teardown, and they started doing they did like kind of what Apple does sometimes, but like really boring. like it,
Yes,
it was really weird to me because they're
I saw a couple of people talking about how they did their setup like Apple, like how they showed all the specs and everything in the Apple format. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter or if you saw
I
that at the
did.
event.
I
Yeah.
uh I tried
I,
watching
I, I
it
saw I saw Viper's
again and was like,
I saw Viper's
I can't do
tweet.
this.
I saw Viper's tweet and he was just like, "This is very Apple-ish. What's going on with that?" I was just like, "Damn." Yo, my brother Hugo Britta in the house. What's up, man? What's up? Thank you for coming by. Really
And
appreciate it.
then things just keep, like, I don't get it. Their
Yeah.
website's down. Um like I've tried a bunch of times. Um what's kind of crazy though is between like trade-in um and
Hugo's commenting on your hair. I'm not sure if you're seeing this, but he said nice hair.
oh, yeah, it's weird.
Where is my cam? Oh well, because I was
He was
putting
putting
Michael
me
on
on the
spot.
spot.
I was putting Michael on the spot for a second.
So I'm gonna see if I can finally get my pre-order to go actually to the right page. Let's see.
Why the commitment to droids?
I
Michael?
am quite literally streaming from an iPhone as my web camera right now, so I don't know
Same here.
what.
Same here. Same
Like,
here.
it's not possible to
No,
use
I don't
multiple
think
devices.
it's not a commitment to droids. It's just, we got to talk about it. you know, I mean,
Oh,
I feel like,
awesome! It
especially this
crashed
year,
again.
what is it?
Their website keeps crashing. I talked to somebody in their chat, and they were like, "Oh, just try later." I'm just gonna wait till like the morning probably.
Yeah.
Well, what will happen is the last two
Kia
Samsung
2 Technical
events,
in the house. What's up? What's up? How are you?
their site had this issue. So,
Yeah.
or at least I had this issue with their site. So, I'll. It is what it is, I guess. But I just would like if their site would work again. And
Don't make me come on there and defend Samsung. I have a headache, so I'm relying on MPT and Luis to defend the Knights of Samsung Roundtable. Man, listen. I sent you that link, man. I sent you that link. Um, if anybody else wants it, Kia, if you want it, or anybody, let me know, and I will definitely send it off. It would be cool to have some people on here, some new faces, anyway. That would be awesome.
the hardest thing to me though is like they do these trade-in deals and they do all like this stuff on accessories. But what am I gonna get? Like quite literally, Buds 2, Buds Plus. I had the regular Buds. The only ones I don't have are the Pros. I'm getting rid of the watch because I basically don't use it. Like, so it's like I'm buying two cases, the 45-watt charger and the dual wireless charger, and that's about it.
Whoops. I did not mean to do that, Cindy. Woo! Whoopsie.
You just put her in timeout. Dick move.
Whoops. My bad. I'm over here just playing
I
around.
wish you could
I was
undo
gonna.
that.
Huh?
I wish you could undo it.
Yeah. I am so now she's really gonna come at me. Whoops.
You know what's really
Uh
funny? I just found something under the edge of my desk, and
oh.
it's the adapter for connecting to the case for the LG Velvet, the dual screen
Oh.
case. It's the magnetic. It was just because it was up underneath that inside of the lip of the. I was like, what is this? And it's just sticking there.
Oh, that's
Well, at
funny.
least now I can sell that case. Because I was
Yeah,
looking
true.
for the adapter. I couldn't sell the case without the adapter because what I'm going to be like, hey, if you have the phone, buy the case, but you're going to have to
Yeah,
find an
exactly.
adapter somewhere. Like, so.
But going back to that
I was
event,
just thrown off. Like, it's weird to me because basically the price difference on things is strange to me.
yeah, yeah.
Like, the phones are basically just, $100 price difference between going from like between models basically. I'm gonna go on their website real quick and look at something here. But
Sure,
so
if you want to share anything, I'll be glad to.
so obviously yeah, the S22 is eight is and yeah, so it's 849. Yeah, so it's $200 from the 22 to the 22 plus.
Right.
And then the Ultra is another $250 jump, technically. But with the deals, it's weird because, like, essentially the Ultra is the same price as the 22 Plus with a lot of the deals because they're just giving you less on trade-in on the 22 Plus so that it ends up being basically, like, the same price.
Yep.
Like, with some of the stuff. Um, well, it kind of depends. Because if you only have one trade-in, then well, it's weird. Like, let me see here. So the 22 is $299 starting. The 22 Plus $499, but then if you go to the Ultra, it's also $499 with trade-in. But like the S8, their tablet lineup, let me go find. I hate how their website's done, but with the tablet lineup, you have let's see, $699. Where is that? Why is it giving me the weird? Okay. Yeah. Essentially, $699, $899, and $1,099 for the. So there's still it's a $200 increment between them. But really, the weird thing though, then with like the Ultra is that I feel like a lot of people will bump up from the 128 to the 256 for the $100 price jump there,
Right.
because you get double the storage and the memory jump going from 8 to 12 gigs, especially on a tablet.
Yep.
I don't know if a lot of people will do like the next jump that goes to the 512 gig option with the 16 gigs of memory. As far with the tablet, I mean, I guess that's really it's $300 over the base with to go with like the trade-in stuff from the base to all the way up, doubling your memory and 4 times the storage for that. And then the weird thing though too is the case. So like they're doing this deal that includes the keyboard cover.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ultra has a new keyboard. So on like the Tab S8 and the S8 Plus, it's the older keyboard that's not got like it doesn't have like the backlight or anything. So it's
Oh
strange.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
But it's also weird to see like a tablet being cheaper than a phone. Like
It's
a
super weird.
14.6-inch tablet being $200 cheaper than the S21 Ultra.
Right.
And then you get the keyboard and the pen with it. It's kind of.
Oh, hang on. Did you just hear that? I
I
just
did.
opened the, I just opened the file by accident. Whoopsie. That was
So it just
funny.
seems strange to me, though. Some of these things, like. But then you can't trade in the same things for the tablet that you can trade in for a phone. Like,
Yeah.
they'll take tablets and, like, basically all the tablets and a bunch of different phones and a bunch of different watches towards the phones. But as far as towards the tablet, they'll only take, like, it has to be, like, they'll take some Samsung tablets, but then like the phones they're only taking older phones towards the tablet. But as far as towards the phones, they're taking anything like S21, iPhone 12. They're just not taking the 13 series. They're taking like it's kind of weird. Makes no sense.
And so, get out of here. Get out of here, you. I'm only allowing you. I'm only allowing you because you're one of my good friends, and so I'm just telling you right now. Man, continue, Michael. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just I don't know. It's strange to me. I mean, I guess there is actually a potential loophole
Yep.
with some of this that I've seen people do if they wanted um to trade in a device toward and like have it work towards something. And it's what they'll do is they'll buy something, they'll trade in the device, and then they'll return that, and then Samsung will give them credit so that they can use it towards something that they wouldn't originally have gotten credit to do that with. So
Mm-hmm.
like you could potentially go in and be like, you know what, I can get such and such credit towards and towards like the the phone, but they won't let me trade in a certain device towards the tablet, and they'll trade it in, get the phone, and then return the phone, and then Samsung has to give them credits, and they have to give them, credits based on the original deal, and then they'll use that too.
Right.
But then you don't get like the pre-order stuff, and you don't get
Actually,
the accessory credits and some of that. But
no, it wasn't. It wasn't what you guys are saying. It was actually a podcast episode that will be up after this live stream. So, if you guys are not subscribed to my podcast channel, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you are, then you do.
it sounded like the beginning to Staying Alive.
No, it was the beginning of the podcast. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but yeah, that's the beginning of the.
But you know what I'm talking about. Woo woo
Yeah,
woo
yeah.
woo, staying alive. Like it sounded like the intro to that. I was like, what is he doing?
My bad. Sorry. I mean, hey, if you guys want music, we got music over here that we could use. I'm not sure if you've ever used this music,
Oh yeah, you
Michael.
have music in StreamYard that you can use now.
Let's
And then
I don't know which ones. Let's see. I guess we could use this one. Just
I
what
know that
volume do you
one of the things you can do on, I don't know if you have to have the highest plan or if it's just one of the paid plans to do the dual cam thing now. Did you see that when you do
No.
share, that there's now an option to have like a secondary camera within StreamYard?
Where do I see that? Oh, I see that.
But I don't know if
Extra.
it requires the highest plan or which plan you have to use it.
Yeah, it says to upgrade the plan.
So you
So
have to
I'm
have
guessing,
probably the top one.
Yeah, very top one, I guess.
I guess
Well,
that
that
sort of makes sense, but then at that point it's like you start doing the calculations and you're thinking going from like the middle to the top plan, you could just
yeah,
save up you could just be like put that difference aside for like a year and then essentially buy a hardware that would cover that amount, and then you wouldn't have to pay for it. I mean, I guess you'd get like the 1080p and some of the other stuff, but really going from 720p to 1080p and isn't really much. I don't
I'm
need
still
all the
rolling
other stuff.
720. Honestly, I'm still rolling 720 on here.
Yeah, it's usually fine. I mean, people are watching on their phones and stuff. And
Yeah,
like, I mean, if it was like
and see,
4K or something, I
and
think it would be noticeable. But like going from 720 to 1080,
right,
we're on these tiny ass squares anyway, so we're all taking up like a quarter of that.
right, and that was the thing for me. Like, it's like okay. Anybody who's watching on a mobile device right now, let me know. Is there a difference? Like, honestly, is there much of a difference? Because I even like when I'm consuming content and like people go, what's the highest? Like 8K or whatever, I guess. I don't really notice it. So that's where I think most viewers nowadays, when consuming YouTube, I feel half of mine don't really care. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about that. Um.
That burgundy color is weird to me.
Yeah. Tech4YourNeeds. I will send you the link right now. I sent it to you earlier, but I believe I sent it to you by iMessage. So let me
I'm on
fix
it.
that. All right. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you. Michael's out always ahead of the game. Damn. um.
Should just be that. And there's Tech for Your Needs.
Hey. Right there, buddy. Man, you got that right, man. You got that right. I got two of them right here. I was thinking about this the other day, Shark, and like, I was recording some clip, and I'm just like, one of these days, I'm just gonna get bashed just for the uh, the flags over here, you know. But anyway,
I mean, it could be worse, so.
true that. It could always be worse. You kidding me? So I'm actually doing two things at once. So I'm actually, I don't know. Can you hear the fans on my MacBook right now? Hang on, let me shut off the music. So one
No,
sec.
I don't hear him.
You don't hear them?
I do if I crank my volume all the way up. Like to the top.
This is insane. Can you hear it
Funny
now?
to me, they're like flying over there. I know they do that because I had the same MacBook.
Bro, this is insane. I'm telling you right now. This is insane.
Because I had bought just the regular Intel 13-inch, and yeah, that thing would fly. Like, I'd connect up a monitor and just be web browsing, and fans would be kicking on because it's pushing all the resolution. And
Oh God.
and the processor, I was like, nope, never again. And I heard that. I was like, yep, nope.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here with my MacBook closed, with my phone propped up on top of two things, so it's the right height. I have my battery pack stand up like the long way, with my Google Pixel box on top of it, and then my phone on top of that, so it lines up in the middle. So when I look forward, I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah. Michael, did you send them into Tech4YourNeeds?
Uh-huh.
Michael sent it to you, man. 20 years later, I'll get the link, he
Check
says.
your Twitter, dude. Tweet.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said check his Twitter. Tweet.
And Washington Commanders, no. One word, C. anything that isn't Patriots, C. Oh man, I'm sorry. We keep getting off track here, but Michael's over there. Like,
I am blocking off part of the sign where it says Super Bowl and then CHAMPI, and I get Lions. See it? LIONS.
You are bad, bro.
And if people don't understand that, it's because I live in Michigan, so the only team that's like never been to the Super Bowl besides the Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna go fix something real quick. Hang on 1 second. Keep the chat entertained, if you will.
as we enjoy the silence, because Taylor is gone. So I can insult him without him knowing, unless he's listening.
What happened to keeping the chat entertained, Michael?
I said in a silence is here, and we don't have to hear Taylor talk, and I can insult him without him knowing unless he's listening.
Wow! Get out of here! You're fired from my panel, man. You're fired from the panel.
Hey,
Man.
see what that says right there? See that word in the middle? I am a
Max?
master.
Master. Sure.
You know what's crazy? That's just the iPhone camera, and like the fact that it focuses like that and the blur that it has is kind of crazy because I'm not using like the fake blur or anything. It's just the camera.
What are you using?
Just my iPhone.
What iPhone?
The 13 Pro. It's because
Okay.
with a wide angle or the main wide angle lens. Because that's the same one that switches over to like super. Let's see.
Wow, wow. Damn.
Obviously, you can see like that's the size of the like. Here's a penny for perspective. Like, so the size of that font. I mean, if you think about it, let's see. You got. It's kind of crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
I mean, that's why I say like certain phones I feel like they might be considered like too expensive or whatever, but they're worth it to me.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't eat these, people. Do not eat the silica gel.
Really? Michael just...
And don't put it in your hair either.
I mean, I don't know who would, but all right. We got Tech4YourNeeds backstage. Let me know when you're ready, man, and I'll get you in. All right.
We gotta have the Apple stickers.
Tech4YourNeeds, what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got a setup that is new, so it took me a while to set up.
Oh, it's all right, man. No problem. You're here.
And my head is cut off, right?
I'm sorry?
I got to fix that angle. I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, let me put this right here.
All right. So, Michael, don't listen, man. It's been a minute, so don't try to cancel me already.
Here,
listen, I tried to cancel you last week, and I tried to cancel you last week, and you're still here. How? I don't know. Man. Damn, Michael Pepper is trying to cancel me. That's not nice, man. That's not nice. Yes, I agree.
think it's kind of funny that they did include this card, like a business card, in the packaging.
That's weird, and yeah, that I don't know. That's kind of weird and intelligent. I don't know.
I mean, it gives you like their website to go to and the information and stuff on the back, I guess.
Yeah. So we got off track like tomorrow. But
what do you for your thoughts, anybody?
Huh?
A penny for your thoughts, anybody?
A penny for your thoughts.
And that's thoughts, not thoughts.
Still, bro. Jesus Christ. But going back to the Samsung event, man, like again, I think the Ultras were a lot better than the rest of the lineup. What are your thoughts?
Sort of. I also think that like if you don't need the crazy telephoto and you're okay with like full HD plus display, that
Yep,
like the S22 Plus is a good balance because you um like the regular 22, there are a few things that you sacrifice. There's slower charging speed, and the other thing is depending on what carrier you're on, it doesn't
yep,
have ultra wideband, which
right.
also means like things like their tags that can take advantage of ultra wideband.
Yep,
Um, you can use them, but you won't have the same advantage. Where the S22 Plus and the S22 Ultra both take advantage of that, and then they both have the faster like wired charging,
yep,
which is kind of weird that they did that because everything else between the 22 and the 22 Plus is identical. Like the cameras are all the same. It's just like different size device, but then they went and did that where quite literally like, and I don't understand why that is because I figured if they're all the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, they should all have the same modem. It's like they're disabling some of that function for some reason.
yep,
Um, the Ultra also is the only one that you can get more storage on.
right.
So if people want the mass amount of storage, of course, I guess if you also want to shoot video, the other thing is even if you're not going to shoot 8K, some of the video stuff they showed is limited to it, like the stabilization stuff, because
Hmm.
of having the larger, higher resolution sensor, so it can crop in on the middle of it. And then also the same thing with like the front-facing camera being higher resolution. Um, So, like, I guess for content creators, if you're just having one device, that's kind of what that's for. And it's the same thing if you think about it with, like, the iPhones.
Yeah,
It's for,
yeah,
like, the all-in-one. You need the power, the cameras, performance, everything. All the, like, niche features.
yep.
But I'm just hoping that they got rid of the issues with, like, the camera delay. So,
Yes, Mike, Miles. It was supposed to be at 7, but um, I had to come on early. I figured because Easy and the Wide Wednesday crew go live at 7, and also just it would make things easier for me if I was live a little bit early. So that's why I'm here.
it worked out well for me, too.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely did.
You got fortunate because I have an eye doctor's appointment tomorrow, and my wife doesn't have to be up at 5:45 in the morning like she usually does. Actually,
Oh,
she
dang.
usually is up at like 3:30 in the morning because she has to be at work at 5:45 usually.
Okay, I'm back.
So
What's up, man? What's up? How are you?
Fine, I'm gonna kill you. You told me late minute, and I had to set up my new setup. Oh, janky. It
I'm
took me like
sorry.
8 minutes to set it up, and I'm
Yeah,
still not in frame. Well, what can I do?
looks pretty good though so far. What you got going there?
I got a boom arm that I bought, so I put the boom arm.
Oh, nice. I have to work
So I'm
5
working.
a.m. tonight. Damn.
he's been working crazy.
Yeah, Miles. I haven't really seen you around in the chats lately, or my comment section. What's going on with that, bro? What's going on?
Oh, I almost bought that one.
How about this? Can you see it?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man.
I still got to work with the angle. I don't like the angle, but for now it'll
Yeah.
do.
Shark man, the offer still stands, man. You got the invite, so if you want to come in, you're more than welcome, bro. Um, but we were talking about the Samsung event and other stuff. What were your thoughts? Did you watch it, Luis?
Yes, I did. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. if you look at that event and every other event, they got one thing in common: content creation. That's what they talk about it because they talk about raw and LumiFusion going to the
Yeah.
tablet S8. So therefore, I seen every company is heading that direction, and they're going for content creation. I'm surprised.
Right.
I want to see how much optimization LumiFusion have on the Tab A. The only negative about the Tab A that I see is 14-inch, so it's conferencing for mobility and stuff like that because it's too big. I don't know why they went that route. I know in the past they had the 18-inch, the flossy color used to like a lot and go by that and price that. So
I think that let me pull up something here real quick.
yeah, so the content creation, I want to see how much LumiFusion is optimized because it's the first time for. I'm not saying it's gonna be janky, but it's still gonna be stuff because it's the first generation of Android for it. They already had it on the actual iPad, so it's already been years, but it's been polished.
I think it will be interesting to see like how many people are going to buy like I think a lot of people are going to get the Tab series because of like the trade-in deals they did because they had not only did they have trade-in deals on the phone, but like if you bought the Tab S8 series if you bought the Tab S8 Ultra along with it, you got a 25% off. So like there were people that were trading in like one phone or like a couple older phones that they had around, like
Yep.
old phones, and like I saw people that were getting like the 256 gig or 512 of like the S22 Ultra, and then they were getting like the mid spec Tab S8 Ultra for like less than $1,000, like the cost of um like I could theoretically get the mid spec S8 Ultra and the
What's going on?
256 gig
Hey,
um
finish, Michael.
and the 256 gig of the um S22 Ultra for like $740 plus tax because of all the trade-in deals that they have. And that includes like the keyboard with it that they're doing, and so it'll be interesting to see. And then you'll have people that were trading in older tabs and stuff for
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
but I think it'll be interesting to see cuz like the fully specced out model is $1,400, and then it comes with and then you have that's the 512, the 16 gigs of RAM, 512, and then it comes with the keyboard and the pen. You know what's funny about that? That's the same price as the Galaxy Book Pro 360.
Yeah.
If you
Mm.
look at like the fully specced out one of that, the 13-inch, that's also 12 gigs of memory, 512 gig, or 16 gigs of memory, 512 gigs of storage. You know, you have your pen and stuff. But I would say that unless you need Windows, um, the one thing the has an advantage with is like the display gets a lot brighter. Um,
Yeah, that's true, but the handicap is there because the form factor is not there for portability. That's the part of content creation, and the goal is too big. I mean, that's more
I
like
mean,
a
you can
home
get the
stationary.
smaller tablet. I was just saying, like somebody that wanted a tablet or that was looking at like maybe the
So why
two
does the
phones
small
that
one
they had at
compromise?
that size, and then that they have that one, but the carrier versions aren't even available yet.
So Michael, my question is the small one tablet is got all the same power as the big one, or it minimize stuff like cut stuff down because it's a smaller, different price range.
Well, the smallest one, um, let me look here real quick. The smallest
Yeah, because you got to
one,
slim down something.
so the smallest one, you know, is only available at with 8 gigs of RAM, either 128 and 256, and then it's got just a regular LCD display.
Yep.
The S8 Plus, same thing as far as storage, but it goes to OLED, and um, it's obviously larger display. So the Ultra is the only one that's available with the the 12 gigs of RAM and the 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. But the other thing with the other tablets, like if you don't need more RAM, is that they have
SD
expendable memory,
slot.
I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
that, um, and then there's the difference in the cameras on the front. But I think that one of the things with it is that people won't, um, it's just a hard sell for me. Like, when you get to that size, you're either always going to be using it like with a keyboard as like a laptop a lot of times, and then when you're not, it's going to be like setting on your desk or on like a lap stand of some sort.
True. Yeah.
Exactly my point.
But app availability is huge. There's a lot of people that prefer like apps that are available on Android versus Windows. There's like battery life stuff that will come into play. There's the continuity with their phone. There's some of the reasons people buy an iPad versus a Mac sometimes, or both. I just have a hard time with that size of display because of the aspect ratios they go with. Because it still to me says like buy a laptop, like because the
Yeah.
aspect
True.
ratio, it's great for content consumption, but I feel like 4:3 is just better for everything else, reading, scrolling. You get that extra space at the top because like for example the 12.4 inch, so the S8 Plus is the same size as the S7 Plus. I had the S7 Plus. That's the same width as the 12.9 inch iPad Pro, but the iPad Pro is 30% more screen because it's taller because of the different aspect ratio. So, that's the other thing to consider. Like if you're not, and then if you're not going to use a keyboard case and you're just going to use answering keyboard, like half the display gets taken up because of that smaller aspect ratio when the keyboard pops up in order to give you space.
Mhm.
So then if you have multiple apps running, there's just things that I feel like with a tablet, the 4:3 is better for, and even like the Surface has gone to 3:2 now. Um, so yeah, that's the other thing. So like the S8 Plus is essentially an in between. It's got like the same cameras of the S8, but um, it's got the better display and a larger display. But they kept the price down. Um, it's smaller. I mean, if you think about it, that's a pretty good jump between the two. You're going from a 10 point, it's like 11 to a 12.4 to a
Yeah.
14.6. Like that's
That's crazy.
But you know what? Honestly, I don't get why the tablet is going bigger and bigger because for me that defeat the purpose of having comparability, small, compact creation. If you're a creator, it defeat the purpose. Consumption, like Michael said, it's gonna be static. You're only going to use it in one place.
I think it's the idea that it's supposed to be kind of competing with like the Surface for people that don't want a Windows tablet because Windows, the minute you disconnect it, a lot of times you lose. The Surfaces are the only ones that really are doing this now, where when you unplug, you still maintain the same performance, but battery life tends to tank because of that. Where if somebody wants something that they can draw on, but then they can connect a keyboard and mouse. Then you have like DeX that comes into play when you do that. You still have that kind of user interface that's there. It's like the between device, and some people the 12.4 inch screen just wasn't big enough for artists and things like that. For editing photos, I could see. Um, Especially with the announcement with a couple of the apps that are getting updates and some of the cool things that are coming out. As far as like you'll be able to use your phone as a palette and as like a color wheel and stuff like that with some of the was it Color Art, I think, is one of the apps.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
And like if you're doing LumaFusion, having space for your timeline, um, because there are times, I'm not gonna lie, there are times that sometimes I wish I could just grab the screen off from my MacBook and just go to work with it, because like the
Right.
display is so beautiful and like the size of it. But then
Definitely.
there's the times it's like the 12.9-inch
Dude.
iPad, I felt like the keyboards for that are more cumbersome than like, and the display part of it, like when you
Mhm.
combine that together, the combined weight is more than that of a typical laptop. So there's times that I wish I could just break it off as like a thin, big display that's still got good performance, and then connect up a light keyboard and not have like something that weighs 6 pounds or whatever, and lug it around. And I think Samsung's move was smart by basically including that stuff. You know, you get the pen included for sure, and then your
Yeah.
pre-order includes the keyboard case. And then even if it doesn't, there are third parties are getting better with offering accessories for it. It's just the utility. It's, you know, to me, because I prefer using a laptop for a lot of things, and because the battery life on like my MacBook is better than on an iPad and better than my Tab S7 Plus was, like I like the idea of a small iPad for when I just want to read or watch videos, but I don't want to have my laptop, but I want something bigger than my phone, and just have it next to me in bed, and I can attach a keyboard if I want to multitask or type if I'm doing a lot of typing, messages to people throughout the day. But the 12.9-inch was like there there were some software things that were missing as far as being able to just connect it up and live stream, like connecting up my microphone and um my
Sounds like you need
camera
a
and stuff.
fold. Man,
Mm. He has a phone. What do you mean?
The problem with this is that it needs to be opened. Like, so when I'm on the go, I feel like I'm using it like this often,
like a
but
regular.
that defeats the point. So, but opening it requires two hands. If my kid's around and he like throws something at me in order to land on the screen, I'm concerned that it's just gonna absolutely destroy it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I like it.
that
In
is
all
true.
honesty, I like the Lenovo. Was it the X series that they had? That was
Yep.
the tablet that folded, but that's got Windows. Windows in a tablet form is still a problem in my opinion. It's
Mhm.
still just
Hmm.
um now with Windows 11, the whole Android app thing is cool, but it's Amazon's app store, so you're limited to what's available through that. If they would have been like, the Galaxy Play Store is available on Windows 11, and all of those apps, and being able to essentially have your have like a Surface or any Windows 2-in-1 function with all the Android apps,
Yeah.
immediate like huge win for companies. And Samsung, instead of having their Tab series and then they have like their Galaxy Book series, they could just have one device that's really powerful when you're running, it'd be, and they could even have a way you'd like pick, I want to run Windows, I want to run, did I pre-order the S22 Ultra? I tried.
Dude,
Yeah.
I tried. You can't even go on the website.
For
Website's
Miles, you tried? Damn.
so buggy. I went to go check out, and it's like, oh, there's an error. You have nothing in your cart. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Shoot.
Let's see.
Oops. Oh,
I'll have to wait until the morning probably.
there.
So me, the only thing that I buy is just a boom arm. That's all I buy. And buy
Tech
nothing
for Your
else.
Needs is all over there, Kevin James style. Here comes the boom arm.
Jeez.
Dude,
Yeah, because
honestly, I went. So I've been trying to get a Stream Deck, it's been awful. And to the point where I think I'm gonna just give up. Because so I got it shipped and then it got to me, but it got to me with a note inside. So I wish I had the picture because I was so mad. I sent it to actually, if Benji was on here, I'd ask him if he still had the picture because I sent it to him. And yeah. So it gets to me, okay, in a bag, okay, because it was raining and whatnot. So gets me in a bag with the package open, ripped open, with a note inside that says, "We're sorry, your package was destroyed or broken, so you're gonna have to get one again." I contacted everyone, told them the situation, and here's another thing that I kind of want to rant on. I really wish that Amazon had the option to um to send pictures to them because I would have sent the pictures the way I took it, the way I sent it to Benji, to the person that I was talking to for them to see because it was completely ridiculous. So not only I was supposed to get this package on the 22nd, no, on the 26th. I'm sorry, the 26th, and I only got it on the 2nd of the month, and I'm like, what the heck? And I didn't even get the package. I didn't get the package because it was broken. I honestly, and I even turned around and I was talking to my friends on PlayStation about it, and my friend said it, and I completely agree. I honestly think that somebody opened the package, and stole it because that to me that's the only explanation to the whole thing. I don't know about you guys, but that's the only.
But I'll tell you one thing, Taylor, that happens a lot because it happens to a couple of my friends through Amazon. So you're not the first person. So I
Yeah.
wonder what's going with their workers or something. Because I have five friends that same situation happened. Five people. Well, you is six.
Jeez.
Bruh, listen.
Dude, I'd be so mad.
Oh, I was like, you should have seen me. I was furious because I wasn't even home, and so I called my dad and I was like, "Hey, did a package arrive?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's here." Um, wait, hang on one second, guys.
Yeah, that's annoying because it's been happening a lot in Amazon. And sometimes you get a package, it's supposed to be
Sorry.
there, the package, and then you don't get the package, and then you got to reorder it. Sometimes you get twice, and they'll let you keep it. They'll be like, "Oh, don't return it." So Amazon is, I don't know what's happened with the quality control.
I had my mouse that I ordered,
Hang on one second. I'm gonna
came
go
with like a
back
big old gash
to the
across the
chat
bottom of it and a
here.
bunch of dust. And they sent me
Oh yeah,
the
I saw the
replacement
pictures.
one next day, and then I just had to send back. I had 30 days to send back the old one. Fortunately, that wasn't one of those like send back the other one and then we'll replace it. Um, so
So I just want to say this real quick. I think only Luis and Michael will understand this.
Oh, of course, I'm Puerto Rican. I understand.
or if LaShawn was on,
Completely. I'm sorry, but that is
Oh
the
yeah,
only
son,
word.
basura.
That
if
is the
LaShawn was
only
on
word
here,
that
if
explains
Holler at Your Boy was
Amazon
on
right now.
here, it would be basura.
Oh yeah, how much your boy, LeSean.
Because of how he pronounces trash.
Yeah, that's true though. That's true. Oh man.
I mean, it's yeah. I guess. See, I always forget basura is the a word for garbage.
Yep.
trash.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I had to. I had to rant about that because honestly, like I just feel like I don't know what's been going on, and it's just it's annoying, you know. But all right, now that we're completely off track and like died down, I don't know what to do, what to talk about.
So I want to talk something. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say something. Never mind. I'll be nice.
Okay, but
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
just keep it PG. Trust me, it's not worth it. But yeah,
I
I
was
still
gonna
got to grind with
say
the 14-inch.
Miles' face looks like La Basura.
Oh,
Michael, I'm
He
going to
looks like
cancel
he's
you again.
been in La Basura. No,
I'm going to
he's
cancel
tired.
you, Michael.
Bro, tired is it? What's tired? I'm
I
good.
still got to grind with the 14-inch tablet because it's too big. For like if you want to on the move and you want to go to a coffee shop and do stuff like that, that's just my only gripe with it. Because like I said, the form factor is not there for
Yeah.
ease of use. That's my gripe. That's just the only thing. And I don't know why tablets getting bigger. I understand what Michael says, but still, once you have a different category, I mean, I thought the purpose of the tablet was portability and ease of use. Not too small, not too big. So
True.
I don't know if y'all agree with me.
I think it's their way of like they didn't want to come out with like a laptop that's like a 2-in-1 and be like we're throwing Android on this
Yeah.
because then then like the keyboard's always there. So like here's something if you want a larger device for drawing on that can also act as a laptop, and we've improved DeX because if you looked at like some of the UI stuff that they've done in the last year or so in particular, they've really improved that a lot.
Right.
And I'm just hoping this will also push them to improve like external display support because right now, sometimes if like there's still limitations of resolution and stuff when you hook up externally, and then wireless is limited. And
Yeah.
I just feel like if they were to be like because Chromebooks, for example, like their 2-in-1 Chromebooks that they've done that are kind of pricey, don't sell very well because of the cost, because you can get a cheap Chromebook that performs really well. But in like the Android tablet world, if you buy a cheap tablet, you can tell, that it's that way. So this is like their in between of like we're making something that can be a tablet, that can be that, and we want to push our developers, and we also have something that can function as a laptop for those that want to just connect up a keyboard and do that. For especially, I think the work from home stuff over the last few years is really, because I know like Tech King Mike, his wife uses her tab all the time, connected up to like their a monitor with through like a USB hub for work and stuff. And I've used Dex a little bit, and the idea of like with that size, one of the things that Dex has is you can enable the ability to have your mouse continue to device. So essentially, you could have Dex on the external display, and then you can run split screen on the device itself because you can't have Dex on the device and external display yet. But you can still split screen stuff. You can still have multiple apps open, and essentially you could have a big, like a dual screen setup that way with a nice big display. So for people that want that, I think that's, and then you can just take it on the go. The only thing would be interesting is like, I've had a hard time even finding mounts for even like good ones that are for the smaller iPad, the 11-inch. Like finding good tablet mounts. Imagine trying to find one for your car for like a almost 15-inch tablet is going to be interesting.
Mhm.
I mean, the width on it I think might help because you can get laptop stands and mounts and stuff,
Oh
and
yeah, that's
because it
true.
is the 16 by 9, it's not very wide. Like the height of it isn't so you can put it in something that would work on like an iPad because it's not actually that much taller than it's the width. So if you want something that covers all four corners, that would be the problem. I don't know. It's just a different market for them, and I mean, in a way, I think it's kind of like how Apple, in a way, you know, the 12 and 13 mini, they put those out there to explore that market, and then they didn't do very well. Samsung can explore with this, and it's not like they aren't still offering the two previous sizes that they offered that they know people liked. It's just an option, and it's not like they made the S8 Plus worse. Like, it's still, for the most part, like the S8 Plus is still a fairly good upgrade to people that have an older tablet. They probably don't see a lot of people upgrading from the S7 series. And so, you know, if you're going from the S6 series, or S5, S5e, S4, like older tablets to newer, or if you're getting your first Samsung tablet, that those aren't making like sacrifices over the previous generations at those sizes. And then if you're the like, I need the pro, I'm a true pro and I need the large canvas, like Sharkfin said there, you know, and artists and things like. I think what would be cool, if I was working in a studio a lot and on the go doing photography, the idea of being able to use like um, Sony's Image Edge mobile app on a tablet if it's optimized for it, and I shoot my photos and they all come over to that like full resolution through the air because you have that Wi-Fi connection with it, and then I can just literally show it to the client at full size, have it like on a there are stands that are designed for that, like a monitor stand, and being able to do that is kind of neat. I even think I can see some people like writing their script out and having it on there and having like their phone mounted next to it and using it as a whole recording rig.
Yeah.
Where it scrolls through, and then when they're done, they just send the footage over and they edit on it. Yeah, that's like niche market, but I mean, today was pretty much a lot of it was niche. Like the ultra stuff is their niche product. It's not their whole S line. You could argue is the niche because their A line typically sells well, better than the S line. But in particular, their ultra is definitely the prosumer and creative side.
Yeah, that makes sense because they was talking about raw pictures and raw this and that. So I see like every company, not only today event, they're going for the content creator. A lot of companies are doing that. If you look at it,
Yeah.
Apple and all that, they're always showing pictures. Oh, now you could do a movie with your phone. You could do this and that. So, and I understand to your point. You make some good valid points, Michael. Because if you're gonna keep it in a studio and not carry it around because it's big to carry around, then that's a viable situation. So I get your point. It depends on what you're gonna do with the tab. But if you're gonna be a travel all the time, then for me, I travel a lot. I use mine on the go all the time. It's gonna be conference time for me. I can't speak for everybody else. So that's just my point. That's why I say it's too big for me to carry around. Just the horsepower and everything's there, like you said, because they did everything correctly, but it just a hassle to be coming around.
Or or if you want to be really funny, you could print out a Tesla sticker and slap it on the front of your car, and then take the big tablet and mount it in the middle of your vehicle, and you'd look like you'd have the big old Tesla, you know. Actually, that is genius if you think about it, because of the size of it. If you had a good mount for it, for people that drive long distance, to have like their maps on one part of it in like
Mm-hmm.
a pretty large view, and then be able to have like video playing on the other side for like their like if they have a kid or passenger or whatever thing.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, but I know why.
That's cool.
Can I elaborate on that?
Yeah,
The
sure.
reason for the to shark fin comment, your MacBook Air is older, so the battery is degrading. I mean, I talk to him a lot, so
Oh
the tablet's
yeah,
more.
and the newer ones are definitely more. You know, if you were comparing like
Optimized.
same year to same year, as far as that goes, because the Tab.
Yeah.
See, that's the interesting thing to me. You know, the Tab S7 line is only 6 months. Yeah, 6 months old. Because that was
Yeah. Yeah.
August, right? They came out.
Hey, computer
So it's weird to
solution,
see
ET
them.
in the house.
What's up, Easy? How are you, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it.
Yeah, my
Sorry,
M1
Michael,
Pro
go ahead.
MacBook has been good on the battery life side. Although I noticed that it kind of depends on what I'm doing, of course. And right now I'm on betas, so that does affect it a little bit, but not as bad as yeah. Oh yeah, August. Oh yeah, it was August of 2020. That's right.
Ah,
So it's been that long.
really?
Wait a minute.
Still not that long ago.
I
Remember
mean,
this?
yeah,
Remember that ugly speaker they were gonna make, but they never released?
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
but still, you're comparing older technology or whatever to.
Not that bad.
True. That is
Exactly my
true.
point. That's true.
Well, the
That's my
MacBooks
point.
came out in 2020 as well.
What did
Now that I think about it,
the
the
M1s did?
M1s,
It's been 2 years.
because remember the M1s were at the end, were November. So it's
Uh,
been a year and
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yep.
dang,
Yep.
that's crazy.
November of 2020. So only a couple months after the Tab lineup. Yeah, that's part of it. And depending on what you're doing, are you comparing like watching media on your tablet and maybe doing some editing to like trying to push like longer video clips and even like higher resolution, higher frame rate editing on your MacBook. I mean, because I could actually kill this
Yeah.
MacBook pretty easily if I were to do that. Like if I were out here like shooting with like one of the red like 6K cameras, like the more economically friendly models, and then took that footage and threw it on my MacBook and did like a half an hour movie that I'm sitting here. People have killed them and killed like the bigger MacBooks in 4 hours. So yeah,
Well,
display and
if you guys
webcam
want
are
to share
that's
your
funny.
last thoughts, I'm going to be ending the stream in 5 minutes. So,
Wait for the iPhone 14.
what are your thoughts on? I know I've kind of asked this question before, but what are your thoughts on Apple making foldables?
No,
No.
My,
just don't.
Honestly, the iOS software is not for foldable yet. They need to do more. Because why
yeah,
have a bigger canvas with not taking advantage? That's,
but
that's what I need to say.
if okay, so if Apple were to do it, when do you think they would?
2 years from now or 2.5.
I mean,
Sounds sounds valid.
if you were looking at just software side, I'd argue that they're more well, they were in particular more in line to having software that's ready for it. Because if you think about like the number, like iOS is pretty well optimized and iPad OS is pretty well down, and like the
Yep.
transition between the two because they're based off from the same thing, I think would, and the fact that apps are already developed for both and handle it well, where um I mean, for the most part, Android's caught up on that side, but there's still some issues, and I have issues where um, like with my Fold,
Yep.
when it's one way, they take up the full screen, but when
Jesus.
I rotate it the other way, it goes in the middle and it doesn't stretch to full screen, and that happened just because of an update, like that that made it all of a sudden start doing that. And
Yeah.
then there's other apps that just don't work for it at all, and then there's apps that aren't available. Now LumaFusion becoming available on Android side is a step closer. There's still some other stuff that's, and of course for general user, I think that even more so, um, if you're the person that's just like you do typical things on your iPhone and you're like you go to your iPad when you're watching videos or you need a larger canvas to read on, that stuff's
Yep.
really easy to optimize or should be easy
Yeah.
to optimize for.
Yep.
And most social media apps are pretty well optimized now. Instagram now has, I mean, they still need to do work, but at least it's the correct orientation now.
Right.
um, and websites like TikTok has there you can go to their website if you don't want to, use their app on do the weird thing over on an iPad. And there's lots that has changed, but I don't know. I feel like that's something that they could do and be ready for fast, but I just don't feel like they'll do it because the sales numbers aren't there yet either. So, in the
That
past, like
is
when the
true.
iPhone came out, Apple was like, we're just doing this, we're going into a market that doesn't exist. Smartwatches, there were smartwatches, but they weren't really doing all this stuff. They were kind of just mainly like, oh, we have GPS and we have some functionality and it can link to your phone, but it wasn't really like full blown bringing it in. iPad was similar thing. The MacBooks, like their thinness and lightness, and like now we have a whole segment that people call ultrabooks. That like every company is doing these thin and light devices. Is like those are where foldables. It's kind of like what purpose does it solve? When Apple announced the iPhone, it was solving a purpose of being an iPod, an internet communication device, a phone. When they launched the iPad, it was the in between, right? It was we have a computer, we have a phone, we need something in between. And then like the MacBook Air was like their way of we need something that can fit in an envelope it's something that's out there but something that's different for general use that's cost effective at least at the time, but you can do some professional stuff on it. Like these were purposes and there were use cases that they're fulfilling. And some of the stuff that Apple makes, like they made the problems. AirPods. But now there's huge market, like all the companies are making them. Like every company,
Well, you can get AirPod
billions
fans
of dollars that are making wireless earbuds now.
right?
Not that they weren't a thing before. I mean, I had a pair of Motorola over the ear that were like the hardwire that like went over your ear and into your, that got like crazy long range. That was in 2008. So well before
Technology has progressed. Like,
so I mean, I think that if anything, the next thing that Apple's going to do is going to be something other companies are sort of doing it, but it's going to be new, and I think they're looking more into like augmented and virtual reality
my argument.
and like accessibility with that. Because Taylor, I was actually thinking about something the other day. For people, obviously, I think most people know that you have like you use crutches to walk around.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead,
accessibility, right? Okay, so with your watch, right? To let go to like look up and use your watch is even could be a struggle sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to bet. But if it's on your head and like a call comes in and you can just like respond to your glasses to answer and like send texts and things like that and it's just naturally there. You're already wearing glasses. People wear sunglasses.
Right.
I think the accessibility part of that could be huge for people that like they're either wheelchair bound or use crutches or even people that are like deaf. The idea that it could potentially use microphones to pick up like what people are saying and then scroll text in front of you or translating from other languages would be a huge thing. Can you imagine you're like traveling to Japan and you don't speak a word of Japanese, but you're walking around and you're able to just see what they're saying to you, and then when you respond, it just like, I don't know like how it would work. I guess it like spits it out to
Yeah.
theirs,
Yep.
or like you hold up your phone and it just goes out the speaker of it.
That'd be so.
No, but Michael, you make a good point because for the handicapped person, it's useful. I mean, accessibility. It is. Like for example, people make fun of the clap-on lights, but those are good because if I mean if you got like certain stuff like motion detected lights, stuff like the home kit, that's good for a lot of people, even
Right.
in general. But still, you got to think about not only the regular person, you got to think about the other people.
I also think that cloud computing is the future. I think that hardware is eventually going to go to only be a means to which you access your computation. That essentially your hardware will get to the point where it doesn't need to be as powerful anymore. We're going to revert as far as power because it will be a way that you access it, but a lot of it will be done remote. You'll have some people that like maybe you have one thing like your computer that's super powerful, so if you don't have internet access or like it goes down, you still have, but like your phone, your tablet, your watch, your glasses, everything will just access through the cloud and everything will be everywhere that way. And if you need to like do a task that requires performance, like you'll just do that through the cloud and you won't have to worry about it. You'll just sit down like
Yeah.
you could, instead of having like computers at an office, you just sit down and you put on a headset and you grab your keyboard and your mouse that might not even be physically there. That could just be in the, you could just be using hand gestures for stuff
Yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
just
That's
do
so,
it.
that'd be creepy a little bit.
And your
2 words
TV
for
on the
you.
wall is your access point to all your stuff.
I got 3 words for you, Shark FinTech. Apple translation app. I'm sorry, and it's not
Wait a minute.
because I'm
Wait
an
a minute.
Apple
I
fan.
need to get up. I need to get up.
All right.
No, Apple, anything Apple translation or series, I'm in no.
Really?
Apple's the best.
Yeah, the translation app sucks.
I
Yeah,
don't.
Apple's
Deleted
best.
it.
Apple
I
Google
did.
Translation thinks I'm better. It understand my voice,
Yeah.
my speech pattern. Sometimes speak fast. If I can't do that for Siri, Siri be like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about."
That
So
is
I feel
true.
like breaking
That
my
is true.
phone. Mhm.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Because I
I will
even
say for home control, I've noticed, at least for me, that Siri tends to be faster.
Uh,
And I don't have problems. Half the time I'm sitting here yelling at Google, I said turn on the lights, and I'm
the
sitting here in
only
the dark for like
the
5 minutes
only
waiting
thing
for it. Or the other day it disconnected. It straight up like was like, I don't have it as I don't have internet connection. I was like,
yeah, yeah. The only
but
thing for
Siri
me
worked.
the only thing that for me that I have with HomeKit and whatnot is, so let's say I'm like heading up the stairs and I want to turn on my my bedside light. I ask Siri on my watch to do it, but the Siri on my HomePod on the 3rd floor is the one that responds. So
That's weird.
it'll show up on my watch and then automatically shuts down, and I can hear as I'm going up the stairs, I can hear the Siri upstairs saying, "Okay, the bedroom light is on." And I'm just like, I'm not even talking to you. I'm literally like this. And as Siri activates, I don't know if you guys saw that, but
But
I,
people,
you know,
yeah, people
so
don't hate me, but I got to do this. Okay, Google. Hey Siri. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to.
that doesn't work unless you're in my
you're gonna get canceled, Luis.
my Siri doesn't work unless
Listen, bro. I'm serious. No, but that's the only thing for me. I think that overall, I think yes, Siri does need some work, and definitely in that aspect, I definitely think that it really needs to improve where it learns where you're talking to her on, because it's just annoying when you're talking to her on one device and she responds on another.
just
You
turn
know,
off the device while you're not using it.
I'm bad. I've been just choking
Yeah,
on my own saliva.
HomePod, Miles. Thank you very much.
The HomePod mini
What's
sucks.
weird to me is I actually think Siri on the Mac is like one of the best versions of it. Funny enough, like
Yeah,
it tends to
does it
be
have
really
Siri?
reliable,
Is
and
it
it might just
Siri
be
Mac?
because of the fact that you have like 6 microphones in that versus like the 3 on an iPhone that are all really close together. But
Oh yeah, I
Please,
forgot that one. I forgot that one.
Hey, Alexa.
So Michael,
Everybody will talk to each other. That's funny. That's funny.
so Michael, you saying that Siri work better on the laptop than any other devices of Apple? Am I correct?
I think for me, I've noticed it tends to be like pick up things and work really quick and stuff. But
Okay,
obviously, you're
gotcha.
talking about also
Yeah.
devices more powerful. But like I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that can be done offline,
Yep.
um, more of like Apple's pushing more to offline. Google does that now in their Pixels and stuff. Of course, then it's limited to to being you have to have a Pixel for that to work. But like controlling my lights. If my power goes out, I can do certain commands and it will work without internet,
Yep.
unless it's my HomePod trying to do it, because the HomePod doesn't have the ability to store it locally yet. But like I just grab my phone, hit the side button, trigger or say it, and my phone does it because my phone's in front of me. That's weird, Taylor, that you have those issues because I have like the opposite where
Dude,
like my Google
it's
Hub is
crazy.
constantly wanting to pick up when I'm literally holding my Pixel in my hand. But
Yeah.
like Siri, if
And I
I
was
grab
saying
my
this.
phone, it will do it. My watch, when I had my watch, I loved like being able to like I'm walking up the stairs and I would just give a command to my watch, and so the lights would be on when I stepped through the door.
Yeah. And I was saying this the last time that I was live, and we were talking about like Google, not Google. I'm sorry, the Amazon Echo. Sometimes I really wish they would understand languages and when you're actually talking about it. So the other day I was watching um, a Spanish movie actually with my mom, and the girl's name was, Alexa. I'm sorry if I turned on anybody's Alexa here, but yeah.
Mine is dead.
So we we had the door shut to the living room, and my dad goes, "Is Alexa talking in the other room?" And I'm just like, I busted out laughing because she understood the word and activated, But I think it would be cool if it would understand languages, like automatically detect languages and stuff, and see how far that would go. You know what I mean?
Hey
I
Siri, can you ask Alexa to OK Google? So I just triggered everybody's device.
But you gotta go slower because if you go too fast, you get confused.
You know what's funny? My HomePod got that.
What?
My HomePod got that, but my Pixel didn't, and I don't have any Alexa enabled things because
Yeah.
technically my router can be Alexa enabled, but I shut all that off.
dude, I can't with you. I can't with you, man.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So
That's too funny.
Guess what? We're four people and we got glasses, so that means we are four eyes. I don't know. I thought it'd be goofy.
That's true.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
Here, I'll put my
No,
contact.
technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
16.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
1, 2. Gotcha.
Me? What? What?
Oh man, that's funny. Oh man.
I'll pull up what Shark Fin just said.
Now, LMPT.
I have my DM set up so they have to be mutuals, so I have to be following them and they have to be following me for it to work.
Yeah,
So
me too.
anybody who would
Oh
do that
wow.
is either gonna be in here or, you know, is that I
See,
think that's Mark's.
I
I think
usually
that's his way
contact.
of saying that he's gonna DM me with a bunch of hate after this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it for everybody just because I I need to contact other creators. Especially for the podcast and everything. We're trying to get some, big creators to come on and talk to us. And luckily, I mean, we've been having a lot of luck. We just had um BMAC on. I just uploaded the podcast a little while ago. If you guys want to go check it out after the stream. Actually, did I give you guys the link to that? I don't know.
Yeah, put the link. And what is the name of the podcast?
It's the Tech Unlocked podcast.
Yeah,
So
for people that.
I'll actually do something better for you guys and link the actual episode.
Taylor,
And
I have to confess something, and it's appropriate because you technically have a white collar on.
what?
I haven't watched a single episode of your podcast, and I feel bad.
Do you feel bad though?
I do.
Because I haven't either.
Because I always forget.
Well, I watched,
Like, I get the notification for it, and
Me
I'm saying,
too.
Bye, guys. You guys are all fired.
No, you know why?
No, 'cause I'll be sitting
Because
here and I'll
I
be
get
like-
confused with Benji. A different hour time zone.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the thing is, he'll upload the audio version and I'll upload the video version. And sometimes like he'll be doing it and he'll text me and be like, "Hey, the podcast is exporting. Do you want to go ahead and do the video portion?" And sometimes I'm not even home, so I can't come to my computer and do it. So sometimes the audio version will be up, but the video won't. So I
Hey,
try
if you guys-
my best to do it at the same time. We got to get better at that, but
You guys also need to make it so more shows on the homepage, because otherwise I sit here and I'm gonna assume that there's like 6 episodes, and might not think to click on videos to see all the rest of them. Just
yeah.
Just a heads up on that. I don't know how
Good
you.
tip.
I mean, create, because you have uploads, so create one like a separate playlist that's called like podcast or something, and then put that, and then maybe put just have a way of having more fill the page and somehow having older episodes. I wish that YouTube would bring you to the videos page when you go on somebody's channel, but it goes right to home. So when you only have uploads on there, I don't see the older ones.
Right.
So it throws me off, because I was like, wait a minute, I swear that there were other people on here. Like, you've been doing this longer than a month, and that's the oldest one on the main. So then you go to videos, and I see, yeah, you're all the way back to 5 months ago.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll see. I mean, I'll talk to Benji, see what we could do.
Are you guys eventually gonna do do maybe outtakes or like clips from it? Like,
he was talking about that. And do like mini mini clips of the episode. But then I was thinking, what's the point of that? Unless we create a whole new channel that, for shorts
Just create a TikTok.
or that. But, so I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about that.
You can always, though, because like when you guys do these, you have like sets of questions that you're asking.
Yeah, yeah.
So the other thing you can always do is like you could always have like maybe there's 4 or 5 questions that you always ask every creator. And so when you're done with the podcast, you take the section of the podcast that's those 5 questions for every creator and have just that as a separate video and title it like get to know or whatever it is. It's like that specific those specific set of questions are designed to do that are
Yep.
for everybody, and
Yeah,
then
check
have
out
that as a
Michael coming with
playlist.
the big brains.
So when they
Yeah.
come to your channel and they go, here's like an hour and a half podcast or whatever
Hey.
it is, hour and a half, that they can go, okay, here's a 20-minute video that's like, I just want to get to know the person or whatever.
Yeah, that is true though.
Because I thought about doing that because I regret, getting away from my interviews, and I regret like not doing it that way. And
Yeah.
so one of the
Yeah.
things I'm working on eventually going to be doing is bringing that back, and then I'm gonna be talking to you guys, and of course there's some other
I
people
got
that
a
I want
question
to
for you,
ask about
Michael.
podcasting, about using Anchor and stuff, because like I know you can just quite literally grab the audio from your video podcast and just upload that.
Yep.
But yeah, so
I got a question. You used to have a thing for creators. Are you bringing that back, or
It was
you know when?
well, my plan originally was hoping to do that after we move, and I have a space that's a little bit easier to constantly do that. But
Gotcha.
I'm thinking if that doesn't happen, um, well, so like this weekend, of course, is Super Bowl weekend and Valentine's Day coming up, and then the next weekend is probably a better would be a better time to do that. But one of the things I'm thinking about doing is coming back. So I have my MPT Behind the Minds channel, and that's
Yep.
where like I have some of my interviews that I did when I switched them and had them off from my main channel are over there. So like ones with like Technically T, and I think the one with like Zach Talks Tech, and I want to say like I'm trying to think of who else is over there. But what I'm thinking is I'll come back and it'll be like 20 to 30 minute, and it will just be just me, and it will be like kind of my discussions, rants, like summary of the week sort of thing, of like, hey, this is what I'm going to talk about. And then that way I get back into live streaming again and kind of get down the whole talking and getting through things, and then start getting guests back on again once I've developed that more into things.
Yep.
Because I changed the name to Behind the Minds because the idea is it's like behind
yeah, I
the
love
minds
that.
of
That
the
could be a
creators.
podcast.
Dude,
And
do it.
I want it to be not just tech related, and it doesn't have to be just creators, because it can be artists, photographers, anybody. But it's quite literally like behind the person. And then the other idea is like, if I don't have a guest, when it's just me talking, it's kind of my thoughts or behind like my mind for that week. So it works well for
Yeah.
and it's a branch
5 years
of creating.
later.
It's a offshoot branding. But I don't want to get started and then have it be stagnant, where it's like once every 2 months. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'll probably do it, and if I can do it like every other week, that's good, and then get it to like every week, and then get to the point where I can have guests on and stuff and plan for a certain. And the other thing is, I'm thinking pre-recorded instead of live when I have guests, because then it doesn't matter when they're available, and I can just post it. That way it's like if I'm available always on a Saturday, when I can go live and do my thing, and if somebody is available, but if they're not, I can always do pre-recorded and then just do it as like a premiere at that time, so people can
Oh,
still
that's a good
respond. I
point.
can reply in the chat, Now that there's not the benefit of like the chat being able to talk to the person, but it's hard to because you can't be like, well, you got to make yourself available on that day. So
Mhm.
that's the only trouble with that. Like,
He's not wrong.
Oh man,
Nothing wrong.
yeah, man.
But Michael, there's one. Anybody in here that being live, I do it. I do it differently. And let me explain. I do it with guests, and I do it by myself. The reason that I do by myself is to practice and hone my skills of being in front of the camera. And it's difficult being on your own because sometimes you be like,
Dude,
okay,
I listen. I've been on YouTube for what, almost 4 years, and I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling. Actually, it has been 4 years, I think, already. Yeah.
What's YouTube? I quit.
but what I like about it is that it forces you to up your game because you're by yourself and you got to think on the fly. You can't be like, you see me like quick, and talk to people,
Yeah.
and I think I got better. And not to turn my horn, but the more you practice, the more you get in front of the camera. You're like, okay, I got to go. I'm by myself. I don't care. I got to do the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And the thing I'll say to people,
And
talk
and honest
slow,
and honestly, I
talk
don't know
slow,
about you guys.
and say your words better. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry.
And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to that, um, I follow StreamYard and one specifics. Um, there's a woman who does amazing streams weekly, Melanie Diane. I think you guys should check her out.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
Diane is spelled Dyann. So it's Melanie Diane. And I definitely suggest that you guys check her out because, especially on the StreamYard channel, she does amazing things teaching, different ways how to, um, you know, better your skills with StreamYard and
Mhm.
how to use every feature, down to the point, and she's very good. She's very good, and I really like her. Um,
Mhm.
but
I mean,
so like I was saying, I think that channels like that are really amazing because you learn things that you don't even know, you know,
true.
and you know there's multiple different ways that you can use different applications, um, using StreamYard, as one of the main things, but using things, So you guys should go check it out. Um,
Yeah, but can
but
I say one more thing about that quick?
yeah, sure.
And I will end it with that. It's good to know all the features, but the most
Yeah.
important thing when
And
you're doing
use
live
them all.
stream,
And use them all.
yeah, but the most
Use
important
everything
thing,
that you have in front of you, um, to the most potential that you can. And that way, you
these
know, you,
two, these two, these are in
What
front of
is
me.
it?
really.
Nice.
yeah, but check this out. No matter how much you know how to use a software, it's coming down to the ability. Oh, it comes to the ability of you, because you got to learn the one most important thing. What is talking to the camera and storytelling.
Yeah,
If you don't practice that, you're not gonna go nowhere. You could be the best editor. If your story is not on point, it's not gonna work. I tell people work on that. Why you
yeah,
why you, oh, I gotta get my video crispy, I gotta get this, that. Yeah, that's part of the creation process, but the storytelling is the most important thing. Focus on that and work. Like now, I'm talking natural to the camera. I'm not being
yeah.
robotic or monotone.
Right,
See, some
right.
people are like, "Hello, my name is Louis." No, that don't work.
When you said something, editor, I had a realization of I had this really funny thought earlier this week that somebody should come up with a channel where they dress in all green and they go into Reddit and they read Reddit articles and threads and then they comment on it and they could call it Alien versus Redditor. I thought it would be genius. Like, can you
I'm starting
imagine
a
like
channel,
somebody
link in the
goes on
description.
there
Don't give
and
Miles
that's
ideas.
But link
like
in the
that's
description.
their
But no, the reason I was, but going back to what I was saying earlier, the reason I was saying this was because she made Melanie Diane made a stream and she was talking about how long you should be live for, and honestly, there's no specific amount of time that you should be live for. Um, it all depends on what you plan to talk about. Um, and of course, the engagement of the chat is very important. But if your message was, let's say 20-25 minutes long, you know, um, and the chat wasn't really, they were listening, but they weren't really chatting with each other or chatting with you, then whatever.
Engagement.
Yeah, engaging. Um, so honestly, like, I try, even by myself, like, I try to hold off as best as I can. I've always imagined like streams having to be an hour long or something. So like I try to do the best I can alone. But I mean, sometimes I'll go live and then people will come in and I'll be like, "Hey, you want to come on because this is just weird. Nobody's talking to me. I'm talking by myself." So it would be good. I don't know if you noticed that about me, but it's the truth. So
No, I mean, I get your point because I struggle, but sometimes I do it on purpose. I'm gonna stay alone the whole hour because for me, I need to better my skills. That's why I force myself.
yeah.
People think I'm crazy for it,
And
but
I'm
I guess
trying my best too, but it's complicated sometimes.
well
it, it,
another
it,
thing
it,
you
it is
can
it is
do.
complicated. But if somebody want to interview me in the future, if I'm doing it alone, I got a better handle. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Michael. I'm sorry.
The other thing that's kind of neat now is that there's active analytics, like live analytics for while you're live streaming, that you can actually monitor
Correct.
stuff. So you
Yep.
can see like, hey, I had, I don't know, 25 people watching and now I have 3, and it's and it went from that in like the last minute, maybe just cut it off now. Or I went from
Right.
30 to 5, now I'm back up to 30. There's a dip and then people came back. I don't know, maybe they left because somebody else was supposed to live stream, or there was supposed
Yeah.
to be some game on but it wasn't, and then they came back. You can monitor and see stuff like that and kind of see like, should you keep going? Is there any benefit? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's going to affect the, and topics that tank the discussion, topics that bring it back. But for me, it's just like, did you discuss the topics that you were intended on discussing? Are you done with that? And if you are, then
Yeah, that's
bye
my
bye.
point. Yeah.
So that's
But
why I said like
I
going
do
by
the same
myself for
thing.
a while and doing it like where it's like long form of my discussions and just kind of talking out my thoughts, and then
Yep.
people that enjoy that can just come and they can interact and I can interact with them, and it can be done. Because some things it's like, if I do just one thought, it's too short for a video, and I've noticed that people just don't watch because it's too short. If I do
Yep.
all of them, it's too long and people don't watch. And it's more like some things are just better for live streaming. And then
Hmm.
the other thing is I'm not going to do live on I'm not doing that on my main channel. So
Right.
Yeah, to the point to Taylor. Sometimes I struggle, and you see me in the comments. I'm
Yeah.
put it the word invite, and I invite you. The only thing that I ask to be engaged and not be quiet. So I do that sometimes because I struggle like you. It's difficult being alone, but now I got a better handle. So I
Yeah.
guess when I do interviews, I'm better.
Yeah. So Shark FinTech is saying, let's see, I like the mixed engagement of live guests, the chat, but I, of course, respect Lisa's POV also. It really depends on vibe and subject matter. Yeah. Yeah. That is true though. That is true. So I'm gonna have to end the live stream here. We've been live for 2 hours. I cannot believe it.
Wait, it's still
But I do want to thank you guys for coming on and chilling out.
I'm gonna go die
I
at
will
work.
be back next week, hopefully. But in the meantime, I'll have a video out coming soon. So hope you guys will enjoy that. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for participating. And we'll talk to you guys in the next one.